video discussing these T-shirts that the WNBA All-Star teams wore out on the court, and I'm here to tell you, Kelsey Plum made it her business to take a little shot at Caitlin Clark and her team. Now, Sabrina Ionescu quickly, swiftly, and in a hurry, kind of tried to stop Kelsey Plum from taking these little shots, but she didn't care. She made it her business to say, well, you know what? No one from Team Caitlin even showed up to the meeting to discuss the shirts and so on and so forth.
Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum just turned the WNBA All-Star Game into a full-blown episode of Real Housewives. WNBA edition. Sparks flew, words were exchanged, and this was far from a friendly disagreement over brunch. Tensions on Team Clark reached a boiling point, and Caitlin Clark's leadership style is suddenly under a very bright spotlight. From the sidelines to the huddle, it felt less like a game and more like a drama series. Did Sabrina throw subtle shade at the playbook? Did Kelsey make a move for the spotlight? One thing's clear. This isn't just basketball anymore, it's a full-blown soap opera. Welcome to Team Clark, the drama series. Buckle up.
Powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light.
Caitlin Clark doesn't know anyone a handshake, a shout-out, or a smile, let alone a lesson in grace to a league that's been rolling its eyes at her. Like a teenager grounded for the weekend. For months, she's been body-checked into oblivion, talked down to, scrutinized for simply exuding confidence, and treated like an uninvited guest at the WNBA's exclusive brunch. And now, suddenly, there's a call for camaraderie, team spirit, and group hugs. Please, this isn't summer camp, it's professional basketball. Let's not act like everything's fine and friendly, when half the league was just tearing her down yesterday.
Touch on the last and latest being this viral Kelsey Plum dig, if you will. And I was in the room for this. It did strike me as very odd in the moment when she said what she said. I wrote it off as kind of awkward, but so it was definitely awkward what Kelsey Plum said. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and that she was attempting to have some trash talk there. She had taken a shot at Team Caitlin Clark and how much better Team Collier was earlier in the game, and not associate that directly with Caitlin Clark. One, because of the delivery and the awkwardness involved there, and her saying she's trying.
The truth is, a big part of the league got whiplash when the spotlight shifted, and instead of earning their way back into relevance through performance, some chose to play mean girls in sneakers. The loudest voices dismissing Caitlin Clark as not all that are now gasping for air as fan turnout tells a different story. That crowd of 17. 0. They didn't show up for group hugs or to relive old grudges. They came to watch Caitlin dish out dimes, not to witness her get iced out by a few players still clinging to the outdated idea that intimidation earns respect.
Our game was last night, and the only reason that some people knew, it's not because they watched, it's not because they tuned in to actually watch the game. It's because they went viral yesterday for the message that they decided to send to everybody. A league that has been around for, 30 years at this point? A league that has never, ever turned a profit. A league that has lost the NBA, who subsidizes them, hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. They decided to send a message to everybody.
Let's talk about this growing diva meltdown epidemic. Kelsey stepping on Lexi like she was part of the arena floor design didn't exactly say, "I'm just competitive." It said, "I forgot how cameras work." The same voices that scream foul when Caitlin Clark so much as breathes near the logo suddenly go silent when elbows fly and ankles get trampled like Black Friday clearance sales. But oh, She's personable. Remember, so personable, in fact, she makes porcupines look cuddly.
These WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, I mean, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on. And like I said in a couple of previous videos, that backfired.
Apparently, the word personable got a whole new definition in the WNBA dictionary because lately it seems to mean trash-talking a rookie and then demanding cupcakes at the post-game presser. But let's be real, no one's buying them. Rebrand. And while we're being honest, character off the court matters just as much as skill on it. It's not enough to have handles and hops. You need humility. Not the kind that comes with a humble brag on Instagram, but the real kind that doesn't involve stepping on your teammate and calling it strategy. Meanwhile, Sabrina Ionescu is out here giving a masterclass in professionalism and composure. She's not diving into the drama, subtleting shade, or scowling when Caitlin Clark gets a cheer. She's just lacing up, falling out, and letting her game speak volumes. Revolutionary, right? And let's not forget the obvious 80% of that. All-Star crowd didn't show up for hot takes, diva antics, or free t-shirts. They came for one reason, Caitlin Clark. They bought tickets, jerseys, and overpriced nachos just to see her light up the court like it was a Broadway stage. Everyone else could have moonwalked across half court and the crowd wouldn't have. Blinked until Caitlin touched the ball. That kind of presence, you can't fake it, you can't buy it, and you definitely can't bully it away. It's earned. And if some folks are still emotionally allergic to it, well, that's on them.
All right, last one on this because the WNBA pay debate has become such a hot button topic. But let's break down the WNBA CBA negotiations and the players' shirts that say, pay us what you owe us, to the simplest form. I think a lot of this is noise. You know, CBA negotiations, both sides take their positions and hold them until there is a deadline. And I don't believe either side in this discussion would really want to see a lockout, right? They wouldn't want to see a lockout because all that momentum would be killed right in that.
The jealousy is practically leaking off the hardwood for a league that constantly talks about wanting growth. It's incredible how resistant some players are to actual popularity. Caitlin Clark shows up, and suddenly it's chaos like someone's. EX just walked into the party. The eye rolls, the backhanded comments, the tired chorus of she hasn't earned it yet. No one's buying it. It's the same energy as a band opening for Beyond getting mad that fans brought binoculars. Just to zoom in on Queen Bay. If you want the spotlight, play better. Simple. And this earning it narrative, it's exhausting. If you want respect, don't waste the spotlight throwing shade at the new kid. It's not Caitlin's job to beg for validation from players who can't even muster basic sportsmanship. She's not the league's punching bag or emotional support rookie. She's the ticket seller, the ratings magnet, and the reason the league is finally making headlines for something other than mid-game tantrums and infighting.
There was an awkward moment with Kelsey Plum and Sabrina in this presser right here, and it's making me question, like, what's going on with Kelsey Plum, man? You know, is she trying to throw some type of shade at the team Clark, or I don't know, man. What is going on with Kelsey Plum? We are about... All right, so in this interview, man, you will hear Kelsey Plum talking about the shirt situation, right? How they came about it, what was the idea, did y'all have meetings, anything like that, right? So she's discussing it, but she kind of throw Team Caitlin Clark right under the bus with this.
Maybe that's the real issue. Caitlin Clark isn't playing the game their way. She's not here to bow down to some unwritten rule that says you have to pay your dues. By dimming your own shine, she's here to ball. And if her presence makes a few veterans sweat, that's their problem, not hers. Let's talk fan base. When 80% of the crowd shows up for one player, maybe just maybe that player deserves a little respect. Or at the very least, a handshake that doesn't come with a shoulder check. Fans aren't chanting for Kelsey. They're not waving signs about team chemistry. They're there to see Caitlin drain logo, freeze and make pulses that bend the laws of physics. They came for the show. This could be a moment to build something truly special, rallying around a rising star. Who's pulling in new fans like a magnet dipped in glitter? But instead, some are gatekeeping the league like it's a private club, and Clark forgot secret password. The irony, the more they try to exclude her, the more the fans rally behind her because people aren't blind. They see who carries themselves with poise and who plays with pettiness.
Like, damn, Kelsey, like, what? Like, I thought everything was good, man. Now, for those of you guys wondering what I'm talking about this post right here. So these are the shirts that they wore. So those of you kind of wondering what is going on, I'm talking about these shirts right here in this post. Let's play it real quick. So as you guys can see here, the shirts say, pay us what you owe us. Now, I told y'all my thoughts on this, bro. I told y'all your boy John Liquidator definitely believe they should be making some money. Should they be getting paid as much as NBA players? I don't think so.
Kelsey can run her mouth all she wants, but stepping on another player's ankle doesn't make her feel sick, makes her reckless. This isn't the WWE. You don't get bonus points for sneak attacks. And acting like a high school mean girl in a $200 jersey isn't exactly helping her case, especially when fans are already side-eyeing her highlight reel. If you want to be celebrated, try not stomping on your teammate like they're bubble wrap. Sabrina Ionescu, on the other hand, gets it. She's not about to wreck her brand by joining the bitter bench. She's already done more for the league than most have in a decade. While she brought the spotlight, others scrambled for umbrellas. She brought attention, and they responded with side eyes. But here's the thing, the scoreboard doesn't lie and neither does the crowd. So let them grumble, let them glare, let them fire off subtweets until their fingers cramp. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark will keep showing up, selling out arenas, and redefining what it means to be a force of nature in a league that desperately needs one. Because at the end of the day, talent rises, character endures, and petty fades faster than a hot take on Twitter.